we are going to explore one of the most authentic villages I have ever seen in all of my travels. It is the village that is the least touched by Western culture and modern materials that I've ever seen in my life, and I'm sure you guys are going to love it. I've also got a huge update for the channel, kind of anxious, kind of excited to tell you the future plans of this channel. Anyway, we're going to walk around this village here, and namaste. Excuse me, sir, is this Marpha?
Marpha, yeah.
Or Martha?
Almost, yeah.
Marpha. Is it Marpha or Martha?
Marpha.
Marpha. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so cleared up one of the issues. I didn't know how to say the name of this village. It seems to be Marpha. Marpha. It's Marpha, but with a bit of an F in it. But this is one of the most unique and most interesting villages I've ever seen. I know I've just uploaded a really cool village video, but that village was kind of inconsistent. It had a lot of cool architecture, but it also had really modern guest houses with modern materials, and it was broken up. This is the most consistently authentic sort of traditional village I've ever come across. I know I keep saying this, but you're going to see this. It's all made out of the local materials, which is stone and wood and also clay. They put clay in between this, and it's apparently very, very warm. It's the warmest type of house. Now, one thing you will notice, I just want to say this now, is that as we walk around, you're going to feel like you're walking around a castle. If you've ever been in a European castle, you're probably going to feel like this is a reconstruction of a European castle. What's really cool about this is it's actually just it's a village. It's not quite a town, it's a village. It's up in the mountains around here. I'm not sure if it's still quite the Himalayas. I'm sure some Nepali dudes or dudette will let us know. But yeah, we're going to walk around, we're going to discuss some of the architecture, some of the interesting things. Like, look at this. I believe this is more just to let water flow down when it floods, and you'll see there's a few places like this. It might be an alley where it goes up to somewhere, but that looks like it's too small for a human to get up to. Maybe it's a storage place for wood in the dry season. I'm not sure, but you can see there how it's all made with timber, and they cross it. I don't know what it's quite called, like that. Loads of wood, and this is the clay. This is like mud and clay, predominantly clay, but this is what they use instead of cement, which is really cool because it's all from the local area. Cement is actually quite bad for the environment as well. I didn't know that until I spoke to a builder that was traveling. But look at this. They have these balconies, these almost, I would say, a gallery. In an English castle, this would be called probably something like a gallery. This long walkway that's made of wood. It's very beautiful. Namaste. Everyone's really friendly around here as well. In fact, I've actually just bought a local delicacy, which is apple brandy. So we're going to make our way to Molly, and we're going to maybe get a little bit drunk at the end of this vlog on some local apple brandy, which is pretty cool. We'll see the apple farms around here as well, but this is the main part of the village, so you can't quite see it. And as you can see, it is all so consistently the same. I just want to point something out. They all sit on animal skins, like maybe yak skins or goat skins. I'm not quite sure. You'll see them everywhere. Yeah. It really does feel like what I would imagine walking around a full castle in Europe would be like a big castle, a big palatial castle. And it is very grand. This whole village. Look at the carvings. I haven't seen carvings like this in a lot of the villages up in the Himalayas. This is quite reminiscent of sort of the Kathmandu Valley, sort of the Nuwari design. I'm not sure if it is the same. Hopefully I haven't offended anyone saying that. But yeah, it's very beautiful. You can see sort of dragons and all sorts. This is a hotel. You've got Hotel Marpha Palace. And there's a very cute little dog. Hello. Oh. Namaste. Namaste. Oh, that is the cutest thing. That is so cute. You good? Hey? Very cute. So there's a beautiful hotel here. This is probably one of the most beautiful ones from the outside, actually. You can see all the carvings. And as you can see, this whole village is so clean. There's no rubbish anywhere. In fact, there's bins. I've not seen this in many villages in the whole of Asia. That's something that I always get quite annoyed at, that there's no bins. I can't put my rubbish anywhere. I'm always my pockets are full. But it's so clean. The locals here must take great pride in keeping this clean, because this is beyond clean. There's no rubbish anywhere. You've got local water taps. This is where the locals collect their water if they don't have water in there. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, namaste.
Namaste.
Oh, very polite. Very well, thank you. How are you? So you can see actually here, this is the first bit of cement I've seen in the whole of the village. But this, yeah, this is a little alleyway, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah? These houses are very beautiful.
Yes.
You have a beautiful village.
Yes.
But you can see here, just between the houses, it shows you sort of how big these buildings are. They go really far back, and they have huge courtyards as well. If you keep watching, we're gonna try and find a courtyard. But so this could be an entrance to a huge outside courtyard in there. But obviously they're private, so we might be able to see one, we might not. That's sort of like it. I don't want to be too invasive. That's a smaller one, but you can see there that it almost looks like that would be a front door to the house, but no, there's no front doors here. There's one door here, and then you go in, and I believe there's doors to multiple houses, and I think that's pretty cool. Imagine if there were invaders coming, right? And your village was just made out of mud huts and straw. Could be easily attacked, you could be easily taken and killed. But if you actually think about this, they can just really lock that big door there, and I'm sure that's just because that's a restaurant that's there, but the typical one would be that this is the main door to that sort of neighborhood square, that courtyard. And so they would be able to keep that shut. And who the hell is going to be able to try and get into that place? It's going to take a long time. You're going to have to really try and smash that down with all the 5 families, men and women, pushing up against it. And this is a fortress. This is really, really cool architecture. I don't know if that's why it's designed this way. I just want to point out that this is also a waterway in flooding. You can see how the walls are bowed. Hello. Say subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. They said yes, you got subscribed now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of gift shops. Huh? I think he was talking to his mate. There's a lot of gift shops that I think would look really beautiful, but unfortunately they're all shut. This is the low season. They really don't expect any travellers to come here right now. But yeah, there's pros and cons to it. The cons, you can't go in the gift shops because there aren't any, but the pros are you're the only person around, and it's a novelty for the locals, and they like it, and you end up having really cool interactions with the locals. But this is maybe going into courtyard or something, but either way, look how cool this is. Like, they really build everything with wood and stone. And this, again, I believe this is clay. They've painted over this. In fact, a lot of this village is painted white, which isn't as typical as what I've seen in the villages that I've experienced. Namaste.
Namaste.
And you can see, if I get up onto these steps, you can see more of the architecture of the village. I think this is a house that they've taken down. But you can see here the houses are all stepped up. But in order to get to these houses, you have to go through these buildings. So it really is like a castle. Like, you have to go inside to go outside to get to your house, which is really cool. And you'll also see how there's so much timber, big huge pieces of timber everywhere on all the roofs. Now this is for fire, and I've been told that you can tell sort of how rich the family is by how much wood they have on their roofs. It's sort of like they store it obviously for utility for the fire, but it's also a way of showing wealth, or it at least used to be in history. I think it still might be now a little bit in the villages, because the conservation laws in the area make it harder to get timber. And here you can see how they've actually got bamboo, and I don't know what it's called, but they've put bunch of bamboo down, and they've lined that with either mud or clay, which is really cool. It's the old school way of doing it. It might be that that bit went into this house when this house was built, and now they've had to, once this house has been demolished, they've had to cover it up because it's an open section of the house. But yeah, it's just really, really cool. You really don't see a lot of modern materials, so you'll see the signs, but a lot of the signs are made out of wood, and you'll see the wires and the light poles. Well, I call it a light pole, but there's not actually a light on it. Now I've been here for a couple of days and I've purposely not walked around it. I've been quite ill from altitude sickness actually, so this is all new to me. So if anyone watches this that's from the village and like, you've missed the most important bit, I'm sorry. I don't like walking around places and then making a video so much. Sometimes I do a little bit just to know the geography so I don't get lost. In fact, I do that quite often, but I try, like, I'll just walk down the main road and I won't walk down any of these. There's a lot of waterways, and you'll see later on that there's aqueducts as well. And actually today I learned that Nepal is the second largest provider of fresh water in the whole of the world, which I think is insane. The second largest freshwater provider. So this, I haven't been around any of this. That's a cool alleyway. Still kind of feeling the altitude sickness a tiny bit, so my breathing's not great. But yeah, we'll walk around this neighborhood and I'll tell you the update about this channel. So I haven't been to the UK for nearly 3 years. When I left the UK, we were part of the European Union, we had different prime ministers, everything was different. Pre-COVID. Wow, this is a really cool little area. So this is outside. For some reason, it's a roof. Maybe they're up there using they've sort of created more land for animals outside or something. Oh, look at this. And you can see how they make flat roofs here. They make flat roofs out of clay. They put loads of wood down, straw and stuff like this, and then clay. And the reason why it's flat like this, what I'm getting to is they're not used to a lot of rainfall in this area of the world, but in recent decades rainfall has been increasing, so this roof often gets changed to a corrugated iron roof. They're nowhere near as beautiful, but because it's getting a bit wetter, it's raining more. I was told this by someone that owns a few of these houses. This is a cool little area. I can't actually stand up proper, but here you can see this is I bet you this is just a balcony, so they're just making more area up there. And this, you can see how they do it. So they use big bits of wood and timber, but they also use straw and smaller pieces of vegetation, and then they pack it with clay, mud, mainly clay I believe, or like it's maybe a bit of a muddy clay. Looks a little bit of a muddy clay. Maybe that's because it's worn. But yeah, because they're on the mountain, they have to reclaim pieces of land that maybe have fallen down. How cool is that? Maybe they keep animals in there. This is a really cool bird's eye view of the village actually. It looks like such like a medieval village. Really cool. But yeah, update is basically I'm going back to the UK for 3 weeks in a couple of weeks after Nepal. Like I say, I'll only be there for a few weeks. It won't be that long. Usually I'm in a country for 2 to 3 months, but I'm basically going there to show you guys where I grew up. I want to show you, it's going to be a bit more of a personal series. It's going to be short. I'm going to show you where I grew up, how I grew up, which would be very interesting. I'm going to explain to you tell you how I grew up in foster care without my parents for a big portion of my upbringing, and the reasons why I did. There's very juicy gossip there. Yeah, so if you want to know a little bit more about me, you want to learn English culture and some Scottish culture too. So I'm going to be spending a week in a place called Cornwall, which is not ethnically English, but it's part of England. It was stolen by the English crown, basically, same as Scotland and Wales. You know, actually, the original people of Britain, the Bretons, the Celts, the Picts, I'm going to be going into all of this history. They were actually colonized by other people. Britain is often seen as a colonizer, but for a lot of its history, Britain was colonized many times, viciously. And I'll be going into that anyway. But yeah, so if you want to know anything specific about English culture, Cornish culture, cuisine, you want to know more about where I grew up, why I grew up in foster care, blah de blah de blah, my life story, I'll do an episode on that. We'll do a few fun videos showing you how I used to live. I don't think many of you will believe it. You'll probably be very shocked. And I think after watching this series in England and Cornwall and Scotland, I think you'll understand me a lot more. You'll probably see why I'm so cheap, and you'll probably understand why I look at the world the way I do. So if you're interested in that, please put questions down about things that you want to know specifically. Anything, I'll teach you anything about my culture. I looked on YouTube and there are hardly any travel vlogs really explaining the interesting things about the culture of Britain in the same way that I show you the interesting parts of other countries. I'm going to do it in exactly the same way. Yeah, so please ask, have questions, topics, anything you want. I'll try and get it in the series. It's going to be a short one. It's also going to be a budget travel series, so I'm going to show you. Everyone goes, oh, you only go to poor countries and do budget. God, this altitude sickness has got me. People are like, you only go to poor countries and do budget, and so far that's true. But I'm going to be going to some of the most expensive countries in the world, and I'm going to budget and wild camp in some capital cities like Paris, stuff like this. Might be on the side of the might be on the sitting on the fence of the law, but you know, we're going to do a budget. We're going to be doing couch surfing in Europe. It's going to be over after I leave Nepal in 2 weeks. It'll be 2 months of hardcore budget travel in European cities and things like this, and it's going to be interesting, and I'll be showing you their culture and their architecture and everything like that along with it. I want to show people that you can travel the world without being a rich person, because a lot of people think they haven't got enough money, and it's sad, and a lot of people judge backpackers and people without money, which I think is very bad. If I can show you the cheapest way, then I will. Anyway, let's get back to this village. I've been talking far too long about myself. Look at how the walls actually bow. Look at that. It looks like it's going to fall in. The camera doesn't ever show it that much. I don't know why. But look, this one's opened up because it's more of an animal place to keep animals. But this is sort of like an old school courtyard, more rural. But round here, they're more paved. Namaste. Give? I'll give you one of them. I only have brandy on me, so I can't give you that.
Give me.
I don't have any money on me, brother. I really don't. I just...
1 minute.
Huh?
1 minute. 10 rupees.
I have nothing. Genuinely, if I had anything, I'd give it to him. Just spent it all on alcohol, mate.
1 minute.
Nothing. Look, he's checking me, look.
Yeah.
Brandy. Roxy. Yeah, see? Nothing, I just spent it all. I took out this, I knew how much it was, so I took out the right amount. That's a budget tip, that is. Don't take out more cash than you know you're willing to spend, or that you know you're planning to spend. So, like I say, it's like walking around a castle around here. It's the most impressive place I've ever walked around. It's got all these little areas that I would love to go into, but obviously, if it looks... I think that's a goat. I hope it's a goat. Yeah, look at this. This is so atmospheric. The whole place is just made of stone. Namaste. Oh, what a little cutie. But as you can see, there's pretty much no bare land. It's all made out of stone, just got little bits in between the pavement. But this whole village is like one big system, one big block of stone and wood everywhere, one huge fortress. So we've walked around a bit of it, but I just want to show you more of it now. I want to show you the apple trees and stuff. I think what we'll do is we missed this bit, so have a little look around here. I don't want to miss any of the village. Namaste. Namaste. Okay. Yeah, so I think I know where I am here. Yeah, we'll keep going this way. So you see these really cool little hats that they've got on them. They're not called hats, but in English, that's what we would call them. Those hat things, apparently, they were originally worn because they're a symbol of like the caps of the Himalayas or something like this. I just read it recently. Namaste. Namaste. And the people around here, they're very, very quiet, fairly shy. There is a monastery up there, which I'm not going to go into because I've got brandy in my pocket. I don't think that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not what you're allowed to do. Right, now, when I see a cool little alleyway, I go to it because it's cool. So let's have a look around here. Now this, I did do a video in Manang, in a village quite similar to this. That'll come out later. I don't want to do too many videos like the same all at once, you know, consecutively. But they built with timber really well. Now here, they mainly use timber sort of like this, horizontally. But here, they use timber to hold up the roof, the ceiling. Like actual timber pillars. Whereas in Manang, they didn't do this so much. And it doesn't look as strong. It looks a bit dodgy. You can see that this is actually slipped. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe from my level. Yeah. This is slipped and this is slipped. But they've just got these mouldy sort of beams holding this whole thing up. I don't know if that's like a quick fix. I don't know, but there's a lot of weight to hold up on these quite skinny beams. But I mean, they must know what they're doing. It's quite funny seeing this electric box here because it's so out of place. It just doesn't match any part of this village at all. It really does feel like time traveling. I don't want to go on about time travel too much because in my last video I was talking about, you know, how it looks like it's all very medieval and stuff like this, but it's really true. It's really hard not to talk about. It's you feel like you're time traveling when you're walking around these villages. I tell you what, Nepal is one of the most interesting countries I've ever been to in terms of diversity, like diversity of environments. You've got jungle, you've got lowlands, grasslands, mountains, snowy mountains, you've got lakes everywhere. You literally have it all. And around here it almost looks like desert. We'll get out of the village a little bit in a minute and you'll see it's like a desert. Namaste.
Namaste, hi.
Hi. What animal is this? Is this yak?
This is a yak.
Ah, yeah.
Yak.
I see it everywhere. Everyone sit on it now.
Yeah. This is used for the sit, special winter time.
Yeah, because it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. Give you piles maybe.
Yeah.
Do you come from this village?
Yeah.
Very beautiful village.
I born here.
You're born here?
Yeah.
Ah, what's your name?
My name is Sobit Nepali.
I'm Craig. Nice to meet you. Namaste. You have such a beautiful village here. Really, really cool.
This is a very Bentage place.
Yeah.
Maybe 40 hundreds history of Marpha.
Oh, so this is like 300-400 years old, stayed the same. Yeah, it looks like it too.
This is a very different things now.
Yeah?
Place now is very changed.
Ah.
Before time is very different.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe no electricity and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There is not electricity, not state clean, and not stone.
Ah, like mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe is window now. This is maybe tents now.
Yeah, this is like a newer building.
Yeah, it is tents. Now local windows is there.
This is so cool. I really like it.
Now it's some tents.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much.
Okay, where are you from?
England.
England.
Yeah.
Yeah, very beautiful country.
Yeah, but I think Nepal may be even more beautiful sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, these mountains we don't have. It's I think we have very beautiful coastline, but you have very beautiful mountains.
Yeah.
So cool.
Sorry, your name? Good name?
Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
C-R-Y.
Pardon?
Sorry,
My name's Craig.
Craig.
Yeah, perfect.
We have YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Can I join?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to write it on your phone? Here.
Okay, sometimes we are. I like vlog also.
Ah, cool.
Sometimes I making TikTok.
Ah.
I have some collection, not old picture.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You search.
I haven't signed up to TikTok quite yet. True. Ah, you're counting. Very good. 21, 22, 23.
This?
Yeah, that's me. That one.
Yeah. Okay, subscribe.
Ah, thank you very much. Gave myself a subscriber.
Okay, brother.
Safe.
Okay,
Well-
do you have Facebook? Any?
Yeah, it's the same. Everything's the same. True budget
Okay.
traveling.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sometime I will. Hello.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You can send me a message on Instagram is the best thing, because I get that. I've just realised that I've got message requests now. But yeah, Instagram best thing.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Like I say, the locals are really friendly around here. He's actually far more confident than a lot of the locals that I've spoken to. A lot of them are very shy around here. I think up until quite recently, this is a very isolated area of the world. Well, actually, I know that. I don't know why I said I think. The Himalayas is a very isolated part of the world. And I think that plays into the sort of communal psyche, you know? They don't like come jumping out of the doors like, hello, how you doing? That kind of thing, you know? They're very timid. But once you get them talking, as you just seen, I love a good chat. Oh, being followed. Hello. Namaste. Oh, very cute. If a kid like does this and namaste to you, and you're a foreigner, just want to tell you that they're really polite, that they've been brought up really well, and it's a great sign of respect. Yeah, so always make sure you're like, namaste, you know, make sure you show them very warm respect back. Yeah, because people can be scared of foreigners in some places, especially children. In Laos, many children called me a ghost when I went into their villages because I was, you know, whiter than them. Wow, this is so cool. It's been a bit of a weird vlog, guys. I've been basically just chatting to you guys. How long has it been? 29? Oh crap, it's been 29 minutes. Okay, well, let's just keep looking around. I guess this is going to be a longer vlog than I thought. Get a bit lost around here. You don't know if like they're dead ends or not. So we're getting up into the more rural area of the village. It's funny, even in tiny villages, tiny settlements, the core will look more like a town or a city, and then you go through an alleyway and you're in their rural bit of the village or town. Every civilization, or sorry, every like settlement has almost the same patterns. Well, they have the same patterns. You can see here, really cool. Maybe this is like a store or animal area, and again you can see that clay roof / floor that they've made. That's the first block I've seen in the whole of the village. Right, I'm gonna destroy my lungs just to have a little look up here for you guys in the interest of exploration. Okay, I'm not gonna go any further. I thought maybe it might be more awesome architecture. Anyway, let's go. Let's run down. This vlog's too long. I've got some brandy to drink with Molly. Wait. And the walls are huge. It's they're quite daunting actually. They're absolutely massive. You have to crane your neck to walk around and see the whole of the height of the buildings. This one almost looks like a circular tower from like a French influence, like European castle. Now around here as well, look at this. What's going on here? So we've got bits of wood coming out, and then they've got stones on. That looks really hickledy-pickledy. It looks almost like it's really not safe, but it is. You can feel that there's no movement in any of that. I love how the alleyways literally like funnel you through the village. They squeeze you. Really, you have no choice whether, like, you really only have like 2 feet to go. It just funnels you through, and it just sweeps around, and they're all so high. And look, it actually almost touches the buildings, and the wood almost touches. Sorry, sir. It overhangs so much. Another electric box. Can hear some local music. You might not be able to hear that, but I can hear some local music. It's very beautiful. I actually quite like the local music that they listen to here. I have no idea what language it's in or anything like this, because there's people speak Tibetan around here as well in this village. Loads of people speak. I think there's a lot of ethnically Tibetan people here. I was told that like lots of people speak Tibetan. Hello. I think someone said hello to someone else. I turned around thinking they said hello to me. I said hello to them. That was quite awkward. But check this out. It's like an aqueduct. Goes through the whole village. And look at this. This village is famous for its apples. They got all different types of apples. They got more apples here, more different colours than I've ever seen in my life. And the UK is supposed to be a big apple country. But yeah. So we're getting more into the exteriors of the town now. I think this goes up to, I think there's a religious site up there. That thing up there, the big painted face of rock. There's no way I can go up there right now with my lungs. They're just, altitude sickness is not a joke. Also, I got lost, not in this bit, but over there. I got lost in the apple tree groves because I didn't know that it was stepped. You know, like how rice fields are stepped? Because it's obviously on the side of a mountain. They've obviously dug part of this away to build some of these and level it so that they can have a community on it. But I just, you know, they're quite high. That's like 12, 15 foot down to the next bit from that bit. I just got stuck and I didn't know where to go. A big hassle. I tried going down to the river to find some ammonite fossils, which is an animal that was alive, you know, like 300 million years ago, and there's all here in this area. Namaste. Namaste. They're all here in this area because all these mountains, this was all seabed. Millions and hundreds of millions of years ago, all seabed. So there are sea creatures up here in these high Himalayan mountains. And I wanted to go and show you one, just because I thought it was really cool. But I couldn't get to it because I got lost. Got stuck in an apple grove, an orchard. So that this one, they all seem to have courtyards in various different designs. So this one's more one house. This is a very personal courtyard, not like a neighbour courtyard. I think you can see it there. And they've just made it by creating a ceiling, but obviously the middle bit is open to let light in, I suppose. You can see here that they store their straw. You've got these funny steps here again. But yeah, what a wicked valley. Really, really cool place. Oh, so just go a little bit more. I think we're pretty much done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, but a bit of a weird one actually. Yeah, if this is the first video you're watching, don't judge my channel on this video, because it has been a bit of a weird one. Mainly like updating you and just walking around, spending some time with you. Oh, thank you very much for 40,000 subscribers. Holy shit, what is going on? I think I entered, namaste. Namaste. I think I entered Nepal with like 19,000 subscribers or something like this. So good growth in Nepal. I'm leaving though in a couple of weeks, and what usually happens to travel channels is, one of the worst parts of having a travel channel is that when you get to a country, if the local people like enjoy watching you, and then you'll pop off. But then because like every country you go to, like it'd be the same for me if I saw like a Thai dude vlogging in my village, I'd be like, wow, I want to see that. That's quite a novelty. But what happens when you leave the countries is quite often people lose interest because you're not in the country that they live in, so there's less connection there. Namaste.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. So I am, everyone, all my mates have been like, oh, you've made it and everything like this, and I'm like, no, don't say that, because as soon as I leave Nepal I'll probably lose quite a lot of viewership, because right now 60% of my views are from Nepal. Hopefully you guys stay with me. I mean, you know, I don't know, we'll find out. I think Nepal is one of these places though, that you guys will be really interested. Everyone will be interested, especially all my Asian subscribers. I think you'll all be really interested in the series in my birthplace, where in Scotland, and in where I grew up. I think you'll be really interested in it. I can show you a deeper delve into the culture because I know it, you know. I'm very just touching the surfaces of these cultures because I didn't grow up here. I've only got a certain amount of time here, and I try and learn as much as I can. But yeah, I can show you so much that you would never have known about the different cultures in the UK, because there are many different cultures, many different ethnic groups that are born from Celtic tribes and Bretonic tribes, all these different tribes. There's different languages that have nearly gone extinct, but I know members that speak these languages. I want to show you all this stuff. It's going to be really cool. So I hope everybody, not just my Nepali subscribers, I hope everybody watches it. But I particularly think the people from the Himalayas and Nepal will be very interested to see the Cornish architecture and the Cornish way of life, because there are some distinct similarities between, for example, this village and the villages that me and my brethren grew up in. Some of them look very similar, and you'll see, and it's very interesting. I'm going to show you some of the most beautiful places, or the most beautiful places in the UK. Anyway, thank you for 40,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I'm very excited. It also makes me quite anxious. I don't know why. The more subscribers you get, or the more subscribers I get, the more like anxious I get. I don't know, because you have to keep doing well, or you have to keep entertaining people, and then like there's more people to entertain, and then there's more people to piss off. But there's more people that support you as well, which is really cool. I'm so glad with how like loving you guys are. Like, wow. Considering how many views I've got this month, the amount of like negative comments is just so little compared to the tens of thousands of positive comments that you guys have like filled me up with. Anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Wherever you're from, I absolutely super appreciate the support and the fact that you view it. What I more enjoy is just that people enjoy my videos. I never thought this would really happen. It started off just to show my friends and family that I was stuck in Southeast Asia during COVID. It was a bit of a nutty thing, so I wanted to show people what it was like. Anyway, waffled too long. This has been a crap video, I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.